Hey guys, it's Carolina here from KarolinasKrafts and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys this project that I made and we will follow it up with a tutorial right after I show you guys the project in the same video. So this is a collaboration with Scrappy Christmas Crafts. I totally said that wrong. This is a collaboration with Let's Get Scrappy. Her name is Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and we do a series every single month, or we try to at least every single month, do a series called Scrappy Christmas Crafts, and we've been doing it all year. I missed a couple of months. I think she missed like 1 month, but there is a playlist where we share with you guys all the stuff that we have made with our like Christmas stash. Like the goal is to use up our Christmas stash. Obviously we have more Christmas paper than we need, so you know it doesn't look like we really used up much Christmas paper, but we do craft Christmas all year long, and every single month we have brought a project to you guys with a tutorial. So here is another video for that series. This is for my October 2024 Scrappy Christmas Craft series. So when you guys are also done watching this video today, go check out Tiffany's video. I'll link it down below. And if she doesn't have a video, I'll just link her channel. I'll link the playlist also so you guys could check out all of the previous videos that we have done. And yeah, so let's get started and I'm going to show you guys what I created. So this is an album you should have seen if you guys have been following along with my channel. Earlier this week, I shared a fall themed album. And I was like, well, there might be a tutorial for Scrappy Christmas Craft series this week or this month. So that's what this is. So for this, I used this paper collection called Peace and Joy by Recollections. I've been trying to use up this paper pad. This is one of 5 projects I got going. No, 7. One of 7 projects. And I still have, I have an 8th one ready to go. I have little scraps, and then I have a couple of like more full-size sheets, but like honestly, I don't know what to do with this. It's so plain. And then I have a cut-apart sheet, which we still might use some of those in the other projects. I have this page, and then these 2 pages that say all is calm and all is bright. So I don't know. We'll see what I want to do with the rest of those. And then obviously I still have like some little scraps left, but all of like my bigger ones, and these ones I might use to make some tags with, or I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna figure something out to do with that. But this paper pad is almost finished and I'm so excited. So here is what I made. It's going to be a folio. Like I said, tutorial will follow after. And there is a cutting guide available. So if you guys are interested, check out the description box down below where you guys can download that cutting guide and have all the measurements you guys are going to need to make the base of this folio. And like I always say, cutting guides do take time. I write down all of my measurements on paper, but then I type this up all nice and fancy for you guys, so you guys have access to it. But please, while you guys are on my Ko-fi page, please consider making a donation. I have a ton of cutting guides on there for many of my tutorials, this one included, so please consider making a donation while you're there. So on the cover here, I have a cut apart that says, "Take a little Christmas with you wherever you go." This is not from the collection. There was really not any like cut aparts in the collection except for like Just For You or blank things, not like cut aparts I would want to use on like a cover. So this is just from some Echo Park collection I had in my stash. I did some stitching here, some layering. I felt like this needed to be broken up a little bit from all the green, so I added in this black and white. And then I made these flowers right here, these poinsettia flowers. This is a die set from Scrap Diva Designs. It is her poinsettia flower die set. I love this. I recently made a ton of Christmas flowers for all of my Christmas projects. So I have them ready to go to add to my projects. Because like I said, this is one of 7 projects that I started making with my scraps. So I'm going to use more of those flowers. So I have those here. I added a little peppermint behind there. There's a little like puffy things from Hobby Lobby and I just cut it in half. And then I have some leaves here. I know that this leaf right here on the left is from the Leaves Bundle die set from Scrap Diva Designs as well. I love this because I could just take a scrap of paper and get all these leaves cut out in like one pass. I love when they're plates like this. Same thing with this one. It's a plate, so you cut them all out at once, and I love that. So this is a leaves bundle. I'll link it down below as well. And if you guys want to get anything from Scrap Diva Designs, use the code Carolina for 10% off your order. And that applies to everything in her shop. So go shopping, you guys. And this is like a must-have because I always use the flowers and I always use the leaves. Now this leaf is just like a random one that I have from AliExpress a long time ago. And I still have some of those cut out, so I just use that one there just to have a little bit of leaf variety, but you could have used the same one if you wanted to. And then here's the spine and the back. And then I used a ribbon from Hobby Lobby, I think, just to make a little ribbon tie closure. And you open this up and it looks like this. I decorated with some stickers from my stash here, added a little tag behind that, so I made that into like a little tuck spot right there. Here's a pocket. This is like one of the cut aparts that was in the collection just for you. And then some journal cards. So I just have that here. And then I have this like center page here. So we have another cut apart that's from my Echo Park collection. It says Jolly Old Saint Nick. This opens up and you can just add a photo in there. Now I do have this left open at the top, so you can add something behind there. I don't think I'm going to, unless I have like a, you know, a ton of scraps I want to use up, and maybe I will, because like I just showed you guys, I do have some scraps, so maybe. But I always reach a point in an album where I'm just like, I just want to be done, and then I don't want to add in anything else, so this might be one of those. And then here you have space to add in a photo. This is left open, so you can tuck like a full-size photo under it, but it says A Perfect Christmas. We've got a pocket here, and I put a cut apart, another from a Echo Park collection that says Let Heaven and Nature Sing, and this just flips open. You can journal on that or add photos, and you could add more photos in this pocket as well. Then that flips. We've got another little tuck spot here. This is a to and from that you can add, take out and add to like a present or whatnot. So that just lives in there. Or, I mean, you don't have to have anything in there. You can just paste a photo directly on there, a full-size photo, and call that a day. And then here on the right-hand side, we have a waterfall. So it says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. These all open up so you can add your photo directly. You guys could see I did not mat the whole entire thing. But I did alternate with like red and green scraps so you can add your photos, and this way it doesn't add in all that bulk. So if you're going to add a photo in here, I would just add it on the black part. I would leave the red and the green just because I like how it looks with the red and green. I think it just looks prettier than when you have your photos, but this way it doesn't add in all the additional bulk for your photos. Now sometimes I do add it in the full mat. I didn't have that this time with my scraps, so this is what it turned out like. And then this waterfall I also made into a belly band. So behind that you have this like insert where you can write or add in some larger photos as well. So that just lives behind this waterfall because like I said, it's a belly band. So following this, we are going to do a tutorial, and of course if you guys are interested in this album, it is available in my Etsy shop, so that is linked down below. The die sets are linked down below, the collection is listed below, and the cutting guide is down below as well as the playlist with Tiffany that I do for Scrappy Christmas Craft series. And yeah, you guys, so keep watching this video and let's get started in the tutorial. Alright guys, so to get started and to make this album, you are going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 5 inches by 7 1/4, and then 1 piece that measures 1 inch by 7 1/4. And you could get this all from one 8.5 by 11 sheet. This is it. This is 11 inches this way, and I just cut down to 7 1/4. So 11 inches, and you just cut off the rest. So that's all I did here. You could get all of that from 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of chipboard. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. We are going to be putting this together. So these are 2 pieces, 8.5 by 11. We are going to be doing some cutting around it. But first, put some piece of tape here because you need to combine these. And if you have larger paper, feel free to use your larger paper. Like you could use 11 by 17. I didn't do a good job with that. 11 by 17 or 12 by 24. There's all different sizes, so use whatever you have in your stash. And you know what? If you use bigger paper, then you don't need to combine papers. I like the bigger papers, but I hate taking them out because it like takes up my whole entire desk space. So I don't take it out that often. If I'm making things in bulk and I don't want to like do all this, then yes, but otherwise generally I just use these. All right, so now we're gonna lay out our cardstock or chipboard, not cardstock. Here's how I prefer to do this. If you can get this all the way to the end here, have this piece and then have this piece over the piece where you combined, I would do that, which I think is going to work just fine for this album, because I prefer to, if I could get the spine to not be on that center, then I won't put it there. I prefer to do it otherwise, but if that's all you could do, then put it in the center. Just make sure it goes like this then. So here, hold on, here where my nail is where that line is, and then on the other side it's like right here. So you want this to be in the middle of both in that case. But like I said, I'm just gonna put this down on the end. You know what, we're gonna put down this piece first, which is gonna be the piece all the way on the right, or I think this would be my back, yeah, my back cover. So take off all of your tape, or if you didn't do that yet, put down tape and then take it all off. And like I said, I'm just gonna overlap on that piece where it does crease. And then for me, I'm gonna be using this tool on the 2mm side. So that's how much I'm gonna have space in between my next piece of chipboard. But in order for me to do that, I like to flip this because I'm a righty, so I'm gonna stick everything down on my right hand side. It's just easier. So now I'm gonna take my spine piece and I'm gonna press it up against this piece and line it up. So that looks good. And then I'm gonna do the other piece. So make sure it's still on 2mm. This is great. This is like a bookbinding tool from Craftelier. It comes also with a corner miter tool. It comes with some other things as well, which has been fantastic. But this, I use the 2mm side, but if you flip it, not this way, sideways, I think, yeah, this is 1.5mm. But I like the 2mm side, so that's the side that I use. Okay, and then my last piece, go ahead and line it up. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna take my 1-inch tape. Got it. And I'm just gonna put tape all the way around this. Normally I do like 2 of my slightly smaller than 1/2 inch, but now since I got 1-inch tape, I get to do half the work and just do it once. So you want to put this all the way around your chipboard on the outsides. Well, I guess it's going on the cardstock around the chipboard. This one. And then here as well. And if you guys are looking for a cutting guide, definitely check out my Ko-fi page. I will have the cutting guide posted for you guys there. You guys know that I always write everything out by hand for myself when I'm making these albums, but I type them up for you guys. So please consider making a donation while you guys are there on my Ko-fi page, downloading the cutting guide for this album and whatever other albums you guys are downloading the cutting guides for, because I have lots there at this point. But anyway, now I'm gonna go in with my scissors and I'm cutting off all of the extra black cardstock because we don't need all that. And maybe yours is not black, that's fine. You could use whatever color base you want. I just really like black bases. Those are my favorite. White bases are probably my least favorite. I just feel like a lot of papers have like white as a background and it ends up being really hard to craft with. And then I feel like I need to like double matte in that case. But anyway, here we go. We have this part of our album. I'm gonna bring in a cutting mat, my corner miter tool. I like to use my metal one because I have it, but if you only have that book binding toolkit, use this. This is your corner miter tool here, and you would just then cut off the corners. But basically what you're doing is leaving some space between the chipboard and the paper so that when you go to fold it, it covers everything up. Like that is how much space you need. Like you need like a 1/8 of an inch space. And I have tried to eyeball this. I am not good at that. So I end up having to cover up my mistakes because then my chipboard is showing, my craft chipboard underneath a black cardstock base, and it's not cute. So I rather just do it this way. I love this corner miter tool. And yeah, if I have it, I'm gonna use it. All right, so we got all of those corners cut off now. And now I'm just gonna start peeling back the tape. So I'm doing the top and bottom of my album first. So here's the top. Gonna go ahead and fold it against my desk, working it in back and forth before I go all the way down, because I just want to make sure my paper is not gonna crack. And if it does, it's not the biggest deal. Like you could still cover it up with like some glue and like glue it down. I'm also going to push in these corners, so I'm just taking my bone folder and pushing in right next to that chipboard to push those corners in. That prevents it from being like as sharp as it otherwise would be. Okay, press down the other one, and then we'll do the sides. And guys, I know this is my October Scrappy Christmas Crafts video. I know I still did not do September, August, and I think I still owe you guys July. I'm not sure. I may have done that one. I can't remember. But at this point, I don't know if I'll be able to catch up, you guys. I might just keep going. I mean, it's October, then we have November, we still got December, and I don't know if we're continuing the series or not next year. I have to talk to Tiffany. It's hard, you guys. It's hard always coming up with like new projects and finding the time to do them. And now that like I decided to take it upon myself to do paper matting videos on top of that, like it takes a lot of time. But at the same time, I'm not working this year, and so I do also really want to challenge myself to do them every single month, because I want to do them, and those videos tend to do well for the most part. So here is my base. Now, in order to add all the other elements, I need to actually put down my pattern paper, because I'm going to do that across the whole entire back. So we're going to be, nope, I want to go this way because this is where where it combined. So in order to do that, I got to cover it up as I go. You could do black as the back and cover it up that way and then do your pattern paper, but you could just do your pattern paper straight up, especially because I could get a piece that goes all the way on the back here. So I'm going to do a piece that measures, this is approximately like 11 3/8. So we could probably do 11 1/4 by 7 1/8. So that is going to be our background piece. And I'm using scraps of paper here, so I kind of got to see what I have, though I think I like this one. I think I like that. 11 1/4 by 7 1/8 is what we're doing. So I'm going to do the 7 1/8 side first. Okay. And then 11 1/4. Okay, and this should fit your whole entire album background, which it does, and it's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some double-sided tape on this as well. So I'm gonna use this again. This is what I used on my chipboard too, my 2-inch one. And then I fill in the space with other sizes, whatever space I need to do. So we'll see, we'll figure that out in a minute. But 2-inch I could do, I could have probably done the 4-inch as well, but it's easier for me to get this on camera. And the phone is like right in my face, so if I go a little off camera, it's because I'm trying to see what I'm doing since the phone is in my face that I'm filming on. Okay, so we got that. And then this piece is gonna need like, maybe like an inch piece. Where did I just put that tape? There we go. Here's my inch, I think an inch and then 1/4. Or I think this is 3/4 of an inch. Now I can't remember. This might be 3/4. I just have a bunch of different sizes, you guys. Let's see. Yep, this is 3/4. And then this is my 1/4 inch. And yeah, I could have went in and used some glue in those spaces, but I do like my tape. I will still use some glue though, because I mean, there's some spaces that aren't fully covered and I would like to get the edges really well. So yeah, we're still gonna go in and use some wet glue anyway. Do you need it? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because that's how I make my albums. Okay, I got my little standee, which is for my glue, and yes, I have to change that out. There's a bunch of glue down there. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go in with some wet glue like I said. Just line it all the way around. I'm also trying not to get too close to the edges, except for where I don't have anything, because otherwise my glue is gonna seep out. But I also just want to add a little bit of glue. So I'm bringing this back in. Make sure this is facing the right direction, and then you're just gonna place this down. And make sure you're lining it up as evenly as you possibly can. That looks good. I'll go ahead and get that stuck down. So I'm gonna go in with this bone folder. This looks so pretty already. So now I'm gonna take my bone folder and I'm gonna lift that up a little bit so I can find the crease, and then work my bone folder in that crease without pressing too hard, because you don't want to rip the paper either. But as I'm pressing down a little bit, I'm also lifting up that cover page, working it in, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So bend it in a little bit and then work it in with my bone folder. So I'm gonna have the measurements for the base of the album and the cutting guide. So far you would have had the chipboard, and that's it so far, the chipboard. And now you're gonna get the measurement for the pocket. I'm not gonna have the base paper in the cutting guide because I don't do the pattern paper in the cutting guide, it's just the base of the album. And you could always put it together and not like make the base and not do the pattern paper yet, and just kind of paper clip pieces. Like this is the pocket that's going to go here. Obviously it's going on top of this paper, so I have the paper down first, but you can paper clip everything else. Like that's what I normally do, but since I'm going to be doing a paper matting video anyway, this one is going to be a 2-in-1. So next up, you are going to need a piece that measures 5 inches wide. No, yeah, 5 inches wide by 5.5 tall. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch on each side. Just one time on the 5.5 inch side, one time on the 5 inch side. And then you're going to miter that corner, because this is going to be your little pocket on the side. And I have a similar tutorial for this on my channel. I don't have it with like the inside page. I don't have it with the belly band. It's a different size. So I just thought, why not? We'll just do another one. And even though they're similar ones, not everybody knows how to like figure out the measurements. So why not just do another one? So now I'm going to take my ruler and a pencil, and I want to mark 1.5 inches in. So this is where that hinge was on the left. I'm going to mark 1.5 inches in, and same thing from the bottom. I'm going to mark 1.5 inches here. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and cut that from diagonal to diagonal where I marked it. I guess it's not really a diagonal yet, but it's about to be. So cut that from one line to the other line, and then I'm just going to erase that pencil mark. Beautiful. And now we have to figure out a piece that's going to go on this pocket page. Yes, you can wait. You can do this after. I'm just going to do it because we're already running with this. So, does this fit? That does not. Oh, you know what? This can work, but I would have to make my pocket shorter. But we might do that because I want to use this scrap. Why wouldn't I use this scrap, right? So I think we're gonna just use this. But normally what you would do is you would take your piece of paper. So let's pretend I was using this one, right? I'm gonna line it up here, and then I'm gonna move it to the left a little bit and up a little bit because I want to leave a little bit of a border. So then I would flip this, trace this, and then cut it out, and the paper fits perfectly. But because this is the only scrap I have of this red, and I, like I said, would like to use it, and actually I could cut down one of the sides first. Hold on. So 4 3/8 wide. For this, if you're using a scrap, just, you know, cut it down to 4 3/8 wide because that piece was too long there. Okay, so 4 3/8 wide, that lines up there, and like I said, I'm going to move it to the left a little and up a little, and then we are going to flip it, draw where I need to cut, and cut out the rest. So I'm just going to use my scissors. You can use your could use your paper trimmer at this point. That doesn't work because I didn't go over this thing yet. Oh, I forgot. We actually need to, why did I do that? We need to straighten that out. You know, we are going to be using a paper trimmer. So we're just going to trim on that diagonal because we're going to change my whole entire diagonal because I'm using a scrap piece of paper now. Okay, and I just want to make sure this is cut. Okay, so here we go. This is gonna go here, and like I said, that didn't cut well there. I'm gonna cut off a little bit more. and make it look pretty this time. Okay, much better. Either that or I would have needed to ink it right there, but this works just fine. So I'm gonna glue this down. So if you're using a scrap, it still works. Your pocket's just going to be a little smaller. And you know what? That's fine, because I'm all about using our scraps, you guys. So now I'm just going to take this. I'm going to line it up here so that it has a border all like evenly around, and just cut off the extra. And there we go. We got ourselves a beautiful pocket. And all we did was use up a scrap piece of paper. So this is going to go down here. I'm going to glue down this bottom piece right here. So I'm going to get some glue down here. I'm going to put it all the way in the corner, all the way on the bottom of like the chipboard, so that the kind of black outline lines up with each other. I'm going to stick that down. And I'm going to open it up because now we're going to add some tape. All the tape does is allow whatever you put into the pocket to slide down easily. So I'm using like some packing tape. If you don't have tape, you don't need to do this step. This is an extra step. You can still slide down everything in the pocket without this step, but it's just sometimes you might need to like wiggle it around a little bit, and that's okay. I'm also going to cut this at an angle because I don't want it to stick out when I go to put, yeah, that's good. When I go to close the pocket, because we angled the pocket. All right, so that's going to go there. You don't want to like crease that down either, because then everything is still going to not slide in properly. So you don't want to crease that part. All right, then you're just going to close up the rest of the pocket, get that glued down. I hope I have some cut aparts for this, because I don't know if I do, you guys. All right, so we have that so far. Now let's worry about the right-hand side. So that we're going to do the middle page last. So let's do the right hand side now. Okay. What I did in my fall themed album that I shared is my like cut apart was smaller than 3 by 4. So I ended up cutting down my waterfall. So my waterfall was 3 1/8 by 4 inches. And then on the 4-inch side, I scored at 1/2 inch. So I have 6 pieces like that. I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of these. It's a small little waterfall, but it's a cutie. It works. Yep. So I'm going to have 6 pieces just like that. Okay, so I have my 6 waterfall elements. Then I also had my album as a belly band. So this is a piece that measures 3 1/8 by 8 1/2. It doesn't need to be that long. I will tell you what it needs to be, and it'll be properly listed in the cutting guide. But because I'm figuring this out kind of as I go, this is how we're doing it. Actually, you know what? We don't need to do that. I will tell you right now. It needs to be by 8 1/4. So it's just a little bit too long. It's 8 1/2, so we're going to cut it down to 8 1/4. So this is 3 1/8 by 8 1/4. and I will write this down for you. So one piece, the measure is 3 1/8 by 8 1/4. And then on the 8 1/4 inch side, you're gonna score at 1/2 inch on both sides. So that's here, 1/2 inch on both sides. So let's bring back in my scoreboard, 1/2 inch here, flip, 1/2 inch again. And this is our belly band. Okay, so double check, do a dry fit. This is gonna go right here, and he's perfect. Yep, perfection. So now I'm just gonna glue down all of my waterfall elements, starting from the very top of that belly band, not including that flap. Keep that flap closed, and get this other piece down. And glue that down. I'm also going to erase these measurements just in case they want to peek through my paper. So it's all in the cutting guide, you guys. It's in the cutting guide. So go download that. It's linked down below. Okay, so now I'm going to do my next piece, and I'm going to keep going until I have all my pieces stuck down. And you want to just like double check every single time you glue one down. Make sure you're still gluing it down straight. Make sure the other one lines up right on top of it. And guys, if you haven't checked out Tiffany's video yet, I don't know if she posted one for this month, but because we've been slacking towards the end of the year. It's busy season, you guys. So I don't know if she posted one, but if she did, go check out her video, you guys, or check out the playlist down below. All of her videos, I believe, are linked in the playlist. I think I've tried to keep up with all of our videos. If I happen to miss one, let me know. But I think I've been trying to keep up with them for the most part. So check out the playlist, you guys. It's all linked there. All of our Scrappy Christmas Crafts videos from this year and from, not last year, because I don't think we did it last year, but the year before that. So check it out. There are a ton of like free tutorials from us both that you guys can find. Oh, and you guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to reach 100K by the end of the year. So if you guys have it in your heart to share my videos also with whoever, your friends, your family, on Instagram, whatever it is, like, please share. I really am trying to get to 100,000 by the end of the year, so by December 31st. I don't know if we could do it. I don't normally grow thousands of subscribers a month, but it would be good. It would be awesome. Like, I would be in shock if we could actually do that. So I don't know if we can. Actually, here it looks like I need one more waterfall piece, so I'm gonna cut out one more. So I guess I gotta change that on the cutting guide to 7 pieces. So we had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we need 7. Okay, so then the 7th piece is gonna go down there as well. Beautiful. Here's where if you want to add decorative elements to your waterfall, you can punch out the corners if you'd like. If you also want to add in a ribbon, which I did not, but you can totally do that as well. And I'm not going to be adding a ribbon. Mine is just going to be like this. But what you're gonna do now is glue this down. So you're gonna flip it over and you have like this little tab on the top and you have one on the bottom, and you're gonna glue it down. I'm gonna do one piece at a time before I glue down the other piece. Just trying to get it in the center. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do the other piece. Okay, so you can still add your ribbon if you'd like. You would add your ribbon piece here and then here, and then they would tie together. So I don't know, maybe we'll do that in the end, maybe not. Let's do the middle section. So now that that's stuck down, but I feel like I need a cut apart. I feel like I just need to do this all, but I don't know if I have a cut apart. So let me see first. You guys, there's like no cut aparts in this collection. It says like just for you, to and from. Like I will show you guys the cut apart sheet. Actually, I didn't even show you guys what collection I'm using. But I'm trying to finish up this paper pad. This is Peace and Joy by Recollections. So I've been trying to finish this guy up. We're doing pretty good, but we're not done yet. And these are the cut aparts. Like this is the only one that I would be able to use, but he's too big. So we are not going to use that cut apart. I got to find another one. So let me continue to look through my stash. I found a cut apart, you guys, and I hope, all right, he'll fit here, but we got to cut him down. So we're going to use the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yes, that's what we're going to use. And so we're going to cut him down to 3 inches wide by 3 3/8 tall. So he's currently 4 inches. I think it's 3 3/8, right? Yes. So he's 4 inches. I'm going to cut off a little bit here, and then I'll cut off the rest on this other side. Try to get it like even cutoffs from top and bottom. And so he's going to go right here. So again, if you want to do a ribbon tie closure, you can go ahead and do that. Like I said, I'm not doing a ribbon tie closure because I'm still going to have a page in the middle. And I feel like that's going to keep my waterfall closed anyway. So I'm just doing this. And just don't forget, if you do a ribbon tie closure, it will bulk it up more, and then it might interfere with your page in the middle. So it really depends, up to you. Then I think I'm gonna go in with maybe some like red and green, and I'm just gonna do my red and green like 1/2 inch. I'm not covering up this whole entire thing. People can add their photos. And that will add a little bit less bulk that way also. So, and like actually, I don't know if I want to do the green. The green doesn't look too bad, actually. Okay, so let's get these. They're going to be like, yeah, 1/2 inch. And the width is going to be 3 inches. I probably should have done that first, but it's okay. And that's 1/2 inch also. And then I'm cutting all these down to 3 inches. I'm going to alternate with red and green. Like if you want to cover up the whole waterfall, you can. On my last one I did not, and I actually I like covering it up sometimes, but like other times, especially because I know like this album is going to be tighter, we still have to add that page in the center. Like other times it just adds unnecessary bulk, and you don't always need to do that. So I'm also going to do some red. So if I have green, 1, 2, 3, well, that last one could have been bigger. So the last one we're going to do, I guess, red instead. So we'll start off with the red. Because that last one isn't the waterfall, it's like actually like part of the belly band. So I think he needs to be a little bit bigger than the 1/2 inch. So all these other ones, a 1/2 inch will work. This one needs to be like 3/4 of an inch. So I have this scrap here also that I'm gonna do 3 inches, and he's gonna be 3/4. And don't forget, you can do that, cut those out, but then you guys could have also cut out the pieces that are gonna go in between, because yeah, you need to do that part too. I mean, you don't have to. A lot of people don't. I always do. You always have scraps left over. You can find something. And I get it. Sometimes people say it's like hard to cut those out. I personally don't think it's hard, and I like to add them. I feel like it finishes off the waterfall. So I do it. Okay. So we're going to alternate red and green. I could have done this like black and white pattern, which would have looked really nice also, but I wanted to try and get some green in here, and we just had this little scrap anyway. So we're going to use him. I'm going to probably try and get some like a green sticker on the pocket. Okay, so glue these guys down. And we gotta erase that. We can't leave that there. Especially because I didn't paper mat this whole entire thing. Okay, so you're gonna do the same thing again, and you're gonna cut them pieces 3 inches wide, but instead of 1/2 inch, you're gonna do a teeny bit shorter than 1/2 inch, so that these can fit right in between this waterfall. And like, look how gorgeous that looks, right? So that looks really good. I'm gonna try to see if I have more green, because I would like some more green in there. And oh, look, we do, but I might want to use this green for another project. I have 3 other projects started with the scraps of this collection that I need to finish, so I don't want to use it all at once. But maybe we'll use this, or I could use this, but I feel like this is a little bit more blue than I want it to be. No, I think we're going to use this. This is going to be great. So, okay, we're going to go this way. Cut these a little less than 1/2 inch. This is my 1/2 inch right here. I'm moving it a little bit to the right, and we're cutting a little less than 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to do all the same color. You could do different. You could use whatever scraps you have. If you're not using scraps, you could still use whatever color you want. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 6. I think I need 8. 7. And 8. All right, you guys, Now we just gotta glue all those down. And then we can finally do the center page. Oh, we're gonna need another cut apart for the center page. What am I gonna use? Because I got no clue. All right, so just get all of these guys stuck down, pause the video, and then when you're done, come back and I will come back and we will do the center part. Also guys, it turns out you only need 7 of these. You did not need 8. So I just cut off 1 extra, but that's okay. All right, so that finishes off our waterfall, and people can add their photos. I like to add the photos so that you could still see the design paper, because I just think that looks pretty once you start adding photos. And if you cover that up, like, it can start to look a little bit messy depending on how colorful your photos are. So now for the center page, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add a little center page here. You're gonna need something, a piece that measures 6.5 inches tall by 9 3/8 inches wide. And then on the 9 3/8 inch side, you're gonna score a 1/2 inch and 4 7/8 inch. So you're giving yourself like a 3/8 inch gusset inside there. So that's all you're gonna do. And then go ahead and fold. And I wanna like decorate this up before I add it in. But essentially all you're gonna do is glue that centerpiece right in there. And that's how it's gonna be. I do also wanna round or like scallop punch my corners, so we will do that. But first, oh, you know what? I am gonna end up using this green piece because I feel like we need some green on this side, and that's gonna look perfect. Ooh, he's a perfect height. Almost. All right. So, like I said, that's 6.5 inches tall. So this, you know, let me cut this, the width first, the length, I guess, instead of the height. So if all my pages are 4.5, this should be 4 3/8. Okay. And the tall is 6.5. We're going to cut at 6 3/8. Oh, that is 6 3/8. Maybe a little shorter. Am I looking at this right? Oh, he's supposed to be like a smidge shorter. Okay. Just like, see, like a little smidge shorter. And that works out. So that is gonna go right here. I'm not gonna glue it down just yet. I wanna figure out all my pages for this part first, because I also wanna round, like scallop punch my pages. So that goes there. You see the green out here. That looks good. And then there's some green here. So now here, we're gonna end up doing a little pocket on the bottom. So your pocket needs to be 5 3/8 inches wide by 3 inches tall. All this is in the cutting guide. You're gonna score at 1/2 inch on both sides on the 5 3/8 inch side, and then you're gonna turn to 3 inches and score at 1/2 again. That's gonna give you your pocket. And then before you fold all your pieces, you're just gonna miter corner these, which just means you're cutting off that little triangle over that cross where like those score lines kind of meet. Then go ahead and burnish. So now my pattern paper for this is going to be 4 1/4. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. And I kind of want to use this, but that doesn't work. 4 1/4 by 2, what did I say? 2 3/8. Ooh, I like this piece. We could use this scrap and add some gold. Yeah. So 4 1/4. because why not? We've got that scrap going here. Why not use him? So I'm just grabbing some gold foil paper, just a scrap, and we need like, I don't know, like 1/4 of an inch maybe. And that's gonna be by 4 1/4. Okay, so that works. However, if I do that, I can't really do my corner notch, but I think it's fine. It looks like a pocket anyway. Also, just because I have the 2 different papers with a little bit of gold. So it's fine. And it's a nice way to use up my scrap piece, you guys. Instead of cutting into a brand new sheet, we just used the little scrap that we had. Okay, and then the gold layer. Okay, so that is gonna get stuck down here. It's beautiful. See? Okay, so now we can glue that down. And I'm just gonna glue down this bottom part. And you just wanna make sure you're keeping it in that score line. You don't wanna go over it. I'd rather you line this up on the right-hand side than with the score line. So line it up with the edge of the paper. Where did my bone folder go? And of course, I'm just gonna use some tape again, because why not? And before I stick down the rest, I wanna find something that's gonna go right on top here. So my piece up here is gonna measure 4 3/8 by, let's go with like 4. You could get away with probably like 4 1/4, but I'll probably do like 4 1/2 to be on the safe side. Just in case, like when you see somebody opening the pocket, it's still pattern paper. So let's see, what do I want to do on the inside? That's too short. That would have looked nice. But we have, that is also too short. Okay, hold on. I got another piece that I could try. We got this. Yeah, that looks good. So what I say, 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. So it's not like a huge piece, but enough to cover that up, and that looks good. Oops. Now I just don't know which way was what. It goes this way. This one piece is a little shorter. No, it goes the other way. Okay, and now you're gonna glue down your sides. Beautiful. Okay, I'm also gonna cover up that center spine. Oh guys, I forgot to round my corners. Oh boy, that sucks. I mean, it's not too late. We can work around it. I'll show you guys what I do, I guess, because I would like to round the corners. So if I forget, like I just did, and clearly they're square, and I put down my pattern paper, just round your corners. I'm using the scallop punch, and you can see it cuts into the paper. That's not cute, right? Not cute. Everything else has a black border except for that. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take a Sharpie and you are gonna round them yourself. Like, color that in. Nobody's gonna know. Give yourself that border. There you go. Nobody will know. Okay, so we did that. Let's not forget to around this other side. I think we decided we are going to put that down there. So we're going to scallop the other side also. Okay, so let's stick this down. And I guess that works if you're doing black, like a black base like I am. If you have a white base, I don't know, maybe you could use like a white gel pen or something. If you have a different color base, maybe you would go in and ink all the edges then with like with some kind of like ink color, maybe like distress it with like a vintage photo color, like the brown, to make it look vintagey, whatever you want. Like, you can fix things, you guys. There's always a way to fix it. Like, this is crafting. It's supposed to be fun, not always stressful, right? It's supposed to be therapy. So then I'm gonna go in. I would like maybe like a red color in the center now. I was gonna do gold, but oh, look, we have red right here. Will this work? Will this scrappy fit? Ah, he fits, you guys. So we're gonna cut him. So 3/8 is the centerpiece. I'm gonna cut a little bit less than 3/8. And that is too small. What did I just do? Is that too small? No, he's perfect. Okay, and then the height was, what was the height? 6 and 3/8. So just a little sliver there. See, we just saved, like, gave that little teeny scrap a purpose. All right, so I'm gonna glue down this little red scrap in the center. He otherwise would have ended up in the trash, but we saved him. And that looks so pretty there with the red. Okay, so we've got that. That's our like inside booklet thing right there. We need a page that goes on the back and then a piece that measures that goes on the front as well. So I'm trying to go through more scrappies. I still have some green. This green I would probably want right here, because you can paper piece these pieces, right? So we could do some green. I don't like that there, but maybe this one could go. No, I don't like that there either. I have like these word pieces kind of cut out, or ribbon. No. I gotta figure out what cut apart I need. All right, I think we're gonna go with some kind of green. I don't know if I want the light green or the dark green. I think I want the dark green, so we're gonna try and make him work. So we're gonna cut out this dark green cut apart. Okay, there's a little sliver of another cut apart at the bottom, so we're gonna cut that out. All right, I'm gonna mat this onto black. So you're gonna need another piece that measures, it's gonna be 4 1/8 by 6 1/4, and then on the 6 1/4 inside you're scoring at 3 1/8. So here's gonna be like your little flip out thing. I shouldn't have, ooh, okay. I shouldn't have glued down that back paper, the paper behind it, because now I can't add in my, I was gonna do like a photo corner kind of closure, but that would have to go back here. So unless I decide to add like a random ephemera piece right in the middle, that's not gonna work. So we are probably just gonna do a little magnet there instead. And if you have a true 3x4 cut apart, the booklet I just told you to cut will work just fine. Mine is a little shorter, so we're gonna have to cut off a little bit here. But let's use a teeny little magnet in my stash. These are just random magnets that I have to get rid of in my stash. I normally use the basic gray, but I don't have any of the small ones right now. I ran out, and so we're gonna use this one. So we're just gonna put this like right here. And before I glue that down, grab a piece of like scrap white paper or whatever color you want to use on the inside. If you want to do another pattern paper, then go for that. I just like having some space for writing, and yeah, so we're gonna do that. It's the same size now, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. Nope, I don't want to glue it down yet. I also want to add in a little piece of ribbon so people know that you gotta open it up there. I'm just using a scrap piece of ribbon that I have in my stash. And we're just gonna use some Fabri-Tac glue. Put that little piece of ribbon. I just want them sticking out a little bit. And I don't want that other part to go over the magnet, so I'm just gonna cut off the extra. Because if I have it go over the magnet, it's just gonna add more bulk than I need it to be. I'm gonna add in some more 1/4 inch tape and make sure that stays put. So now we can glue this guy down. And I think I have to glue him in the center, otherwise I think my ribbon might not be even. Maybe I should have cut down that black cardstock first. No, you know what, it's fine. Okay, let's cut off the extra. It's literally just like a sliver. Okay, and then you're gonna add in the other piece of the magnet. So we're gonna add some tape, but also gotta see which way this goes. So he's gonna go that way. Okay, so I added some tape behind it. So now I can stick this down to the other side, and it'll stick down there. And then we could add in our white photo mat. So somebody can either journal on this, but they have to be careful with the magnet, or they can just add a photo. Okay, so that goes there, and so this is gonna go like here. So we're gonna cut this guy down to, I don't know, but we're just gonna cut off that little piece. So he is 1 3/4, and it's gonna be by 6 3/8. Just a sliver too long. It doesn't like cutting slivers all the time. So you see how it like cut the paper, but like it didn't cut off all of it. So I just gotta get that white off. Okay, so we got that. Where'd my piece go? There we go. And then, so my other piece now is gonna measure like 1 line more than 1 1/2. Now before I glue this down, because there's gonna be like a line in between, I'm gonna erase that so you don't have any pencil marks. What did I say? It's gonna be like a little bit more than 2 1/2. So we're gonna cut this guy down to, let's do 6 3/8 first. And 1 line more than 2 1/2. Let's do 2 5/8. And then if we need to cut that down, I will. Rather have a little bit more than not enough. Okay. So I was right the first time. 1 line past the 2 1/2. Okay, then I'm gonna scallop these corners. And this is gonna go right here. Perfect. So I just wanted some of like that black space in between the 2 pieces of pattern paper. Okay, so this guy is gonna go right here, and you can leave the top part open for like a little tag. I'm gonna do that, but I may not add anything up there. I'll leave it open just in case, but I don't think I'm gonna add anything up there. So you're just adding glue on 3 sides, and you're gonna stick that down. So you have the option to add in a tag if you'd like. You don't have to, but the option is there. All right, so that's what we have here. That looks good. And then this opens like that, and then we just need something on the back there. I would have liked more red. I don't think I have. I do have, well, I guess I have this like writing piece. I think we might use that just out here. And maybe we'll use some black right here. Yeah. Okay, so 6 3/8 wide. Oh no, 6 3/8 tall, my bad. And this part needs to get scalloped. And here's another thing you could do when you're paper piecing like this. You can just glue it down on 3 sides also and give yourself like a little tuck spot. You don't have to completely glue it down. So I'll show you guys. So I'll leave it open just in case. I don't know if I did that on the last one, but it's a good way to show you when you're piecing things together. Just glue it down on 3 sides and just put it down here. So then somebody can either add a photo over this whole entire thing, and then you'd never know that it was like a tuck spot, or you can just tuck in a photo or like a journal card, or have a writing spot there, whatever you want to do. And you could even like fill that in with solid paper if you have solid paper to match right now. I'm just going to do the other pattern paper that I was going to do. So it's going to measure about 1 3/8. I think 1 line smaller than 1 3/8. So this is what I'm going to take, this piece. We're doing 1 line smaller. And he's going to... That was too small. What'd I do? Oh, shoot. Supposed to be 1 line smaller than 1, or like it's supposed to be like 1 3/4 actually. Okay, we'll do this one. 1 3/4. That better be right this time. I'm too afraid to look. Don't want to look. It just better be right when I do it in a second. And by 6 3/8 tall. There we go. Okay. So glue this down now. And all we did was paper piece some pieces together. And it's fantastic. It works. Okay, honestly, this is where you can add in like a to and a from. Like, there you go. They're gonna take that out. They might use it on like a gift or something, and it's fine. So I am now gonna glue this down, or you can do some tape. I think we'll do some tape. We'll probably do a little bit of both. So I'm gonna add in my 1/4 inch tape here on the spine. I don't know why I haven't been able to cut that properly today. So I'm gonna tuck that piece back in. And then I'm gonna add some glue. And you just want this in the center. So you can measure where this is gonna go. I'm gonna eyeball like right here, I think. That looks good. And that's all you're gonna do. Then go in, open that up, burnish it, make sure it gets stuck down. And there you go. You have your center page. You've got your folio. Then all you're gonna do is like add some cut aparts in here. You could add another little booklet, and that's your whole entire like tutorial. This is so easy, you guys, to do. Actually, let me do like a booklet with you guys so you guys could see maybe like the size of the booklet. So if this is my belly band, I'm gonna do my booklet to be 6 3/4 by 4 1/2, which is, if you double that, that's 9. So grab a piece that measures 6 3/4 by 9, and you're gonna score on the 9-inch side at 4 1/2. Now this piece is gonna go right back here, and you can obviously round your corners, scallop them. I'm gonna scallop them because I'm a scalloping roll here, and I kind of want to do a black and white back there, but we might do this guy. Let me see. Nope, don't like that back there. So we might do the black and white. Yeah, we're gonna do this guy. I like him better. So he's 6 3/4 tall, which means that this is gonna be 6 5/8 by, he's 4 1/2, so 4 3/8. So 4 3/8. And this is gonna be 6 5/8. I also cut out a piece of white in the same size as that pattern paper, and I'm gonna scallop these edges. And we're just gonna glue them down. And you could do the same size booklet in the pocket as well, or you can make smaller. You can use whatever scraps you have. Make a booklet to work with the scraps. Like, that's what I usually do. At this point, you go through your scraps, do whatever size you could do. There we go. So like I said, this is gonna go right here in your belly band. Okay, so there's that. And then you fill this up as well. Probably gonna add this cut apart that says just for you, just so somebody can use that. I'm gonna mat this. This came with the collection. I'm gonna do the green. I'm gonna mat him onto black cardstock. So this one's super easy, not a booklet or anything. It's just because, you know, this is what it is. I only do like booklets if it has like words in the front, but this is like a journal spot, so I don't turn that into booklets. You can, and you can add this on the inside, but that's not what we're doing here. And then just cut that out to leave a little bit of that black border. And I could have rounded the corners or scalloped the corners on this too, but I forgot, so it is what it is. There we go. I feel like this needs to go onto some black cardstock just so it could stick out a little bit. But I feel like somebody's just gonna add this to a present or something, so I am not gonna make that into a little booklet. And I might just leave it like this. I want to like finish my other projects first though, and see what I have left to be able to add, because I might add in like another booklet like I just did behind the belly band. I might do like another size like that, but I just don't know what scraps I'm gonna have left. So I want to finish those other projects and then like go through my scraps at the end and see what I have left. I mean, I still got to figure out this cover, but that looks good, you guys. So make sure to check out what the finished project looks like in the beginning of the video, where I show you guys like the flip through of what we're going to be making. And make sure to check out Tiffany's video. She's Let's Get Scrappy. And every month we have been doing the Scrappy Christmas Craft series. So, or we try to at least every month. I think I missed a couple months. I think she missed maybe a month. And so, but there's a playlist, so you guys can check that out. There's a bunch of free tutorials there. We've always been doing tutorials. So a bunch of free tutorials. You guys can make some fun Christmas projects or use any paper in your stash. Does not have to be Christmas. We just decided Christmas because we got a lot of Christmas in our stash and we want to use it up. So yeah, that is everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next crafty video. Talk to you soon. Bye.